Howdy folks, I'm Sagacious Sculptor, skillfully sculpting stoic sculptures.
I'm Amber.
And how many times can we write the word sculpt in one tongue twister?
I could have done it more.
We could have done it more, I guess. You should have. You should have. We should have just overloaded it. And folks, don't forget we have a live stream coming up next Friday, the 26th. We hope to see you then. Let's get started. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, I just found out that my boyfriend has lunch with my grandmother every Thursday afternoon. I'm a 27-year-old female, and I just found out that my boyfriend, a 29-year-old male, has lunch with my grandmother every Thursday afternoon, and that this has been going on for quite a long time. I've known and been best friends with my now boyfriend for almost 10 years, and we started dating last year. Well, I found out a couple of days ago that he has lunch with my grandmother every Thursday afternoon. His office is near her home, and he stops by, picks her up, and then takes her out for lunch. This apparently started a couple years ago when we were just still friends, and she had asked him to help her hang curtains sometime. He stopped by and did some chores for her, and then they just became friends. He doesn't let her pay, and he insists on choosing the restaurant. They talk about shows, travel, her senior group, and his family. My parents know about this. My sister knew about this. They assumed that I knew. I asked them to pretend that we never had this conversation because I don't want it to change. I think that this is really sweet of him, and I love that he's built bonds with my family. I'm really fortunate to have someone like him. Okay, so the why don't you know? I'm going to give my best guess here, and I'll stop responding to everyone who is asking this individually. We met while I was in college, and he was in grad school, and became close friends pretty quickly. We came from the same general area, and went out of state for school. Our families met each other as a result of us knowing each other. Our mothers are close. My boyfriend is close with my brothers. They sail together too. My boyfriend spends a fair amount of time in my father's workshop with my father and brothers. They build things for fun. I'm close with his sister, and she and I have a fairly constant back and forth by text, meet up for her hair and nails regularly, all of that. My point is that there is a lot of contact, a lot of communication between our families. Maybe I should have realized sooner, I don't know. It's not that important. He said things, brought things up many times in the past, and I always just assumed that he had heard about it through the family, or maybe they had just chatted on the phone. Either way, I was in no way alarmed by this. I think that it's strange and somewhat unnerving that some of you have responded as you have, particularly two of you who gave off some serious serial killer vibes in your private messages to me. This post was meant to be positive that I appreciated. The majority of the responses seem to indicate that I was successful in communicating that effectively. This is heartwarming. For what it's worth, I did not intend to trigger negativity posting about something that involves no negativity. Alright folks, what do you think of this wholesome story that I baited you into thinking was not going to be so wholesome?
I think it's wholesome. Yay!
I think it's wholesome. I think this is great. I can understand why OP wouldn't have necessarily known this, right? Not everyone's going to know all the actions of their partner, and that's fine.
Well, and it does sound like he hangs out with all kinds of her family members regularly, so he's not always telling her, like, oh yeah, I'm going to your dad's on Sunday. Like, if it's just a routine, he might not bother mentioning it.
Yeah. And he might even have just figured she knew about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't see anything alarming or distressing about this situation. Prove me wrong. I'm just kidding. Don't prove me wrong. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, I helped a female stranger and my girlfriend is upset about it. Am I the jerk? I'm a 26-year-old male and I had dinner with my girlfriend, a 27-year-old female, and we were sitting in her car queuing up some music when across the street a woman took a misstep on the curve and fell. She had a female friend with her who seemed really distraught. I'm a paramedic, so on instinct I ran over and I helped. The injured woman was bleeding from her nose, there was a lot of blood and you could smell it. The friend, who was very drunk, became distressed and told her in quite a panic that I think her nose is falling off. Well, it wasn't. I crunched down and assessed the injured woman and helped get her nosebleed under control. The drunk friend ran back up the street to alert other people from their group. The girl with the nosebleed was very scared and her hands were trembling, so I helped guide her into pinching her nose. When she did, she gripped my sleeve at the shoulder really tightly. I stayed and helped and calmed her down. She wouldn't let go of me and kept telling me to please don't leave, so I stayed. I told her to keep looking at me instead of the puddle of blood that her eyes kept darting to. That I could tell that she was freaking out. She calmed down significantly while I told her a story. Her friend group arrived with a drunk friend, and I gave them some instructions, and they thanked me and took over. When I got back to the car, my girlfriend was acting cold. I could tell that she was irritated by something. I confronted her about it, and she said that I over-involved myself when I went to help. She said that it was unnecessary for me to help her the way that I did, see the above description, and that it was so disrespectful for her to have to sit there in the car and watch. I refused to apologize, so she asked to be dropped off at her apartment, and now I'm back at mine. Am I the jerk for helping somebody? What about my approach was over-involved or unnecessary? I just don't see it. All right, folks, what do you think?
No, not the jerk. And it's very strange that she would be jealous over OP helping an injured person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, nothing untoward happened. She saw the whole thing. He helped her pinch a nose and told her stories. Like,
Yeah.
he's a paramedic. He's experienced. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. I see nothing untoward about this situation. I think that OP did the right thing. And I think that anyone who is a partner and gets jealous over a medical emergency, like, you're not thinking about flirting with someone in the middle of a casualty like this, right? You're thinking about, during an emergency like this, you're thinking about how best to help this person and help them to move on, right? And I think that OP is a hero in a lot of ways, right? They helped this person calm down. Maybe this wasn't life-threatening or anything like that, but it could have been, and he stepped in and helped where he could. So I think it was wholesome of him, and I think his girlfriend isn't so wholesome, and that maybe he should reconsider having a partner who would get jealous over this.
Right. She definitely needs to work on her jealousy issues, whether individually or in therapy, because, again, this is a very strange situation to be jealous over.
Mm-hmm. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a jovial Bob sign joke.
Hope, which is farther away, New York City or the moon? Andy, New York City. Hope, why would you say that? Andy, I can see the moon, but I can't see New York City.
Andy. No. No, Andy. No. That's not how it works. I'm sorry, Andy. Jovial Bob sign. No. Bad jovial Bob sign. And I have Earl Grey. And nothing but disgust and contempt for that joke. Alright, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy special Sunday, folks. And you know what makes it special? You do. And Amber does too.
And Brian, too.
Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance. And please, have it on helping others.
Don't berate your partner for helping those in need. Instead, acknowledge and appreciate their kind deeds.
I think that's a great moral. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.